these tips to successfully prepare for your board exam. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Ananya. If you're new here, please subscribe. And I'm back with another video continuing the series. In this video, I am going to be talking about how you should exactly study and prepare for your board exam, and more specifically talk about how you should deal with MCQ questions. So yeah, without wasting any more time, if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up and let's get started. So firstly, let's talk about how exactly should you be solving MCQs. These are the steps that you should follow. So the first and obviously the most important thing is to read the question extremely carefully. It's very important for you to understand the question simultaneously. While reading, you have to understand what exactly is the question trying to ask you and what exactly is the answer that the examiner is expecting. Over here, it's also very important to not jump to any kind of conclusions or make any assumptions, because that will just lead to problems and you will get confused in the question. And in fact, in most cases, especially in case studies of business studies and economics, the answer is already given in the passage, or at least the explanation of the answer is clearly stated. So do not be in a rush to answer the question, but understand what is happening. In case of subjects like maths and accounts, you need to understand how you will do it. And in theory subjects like English, BST and economics, it's very important for you to try to think of the answer before looking at the options. Like after reading the question, you should know what the answer could be, and then search for similar terms or synonyms in the option, because that will make half of your work easier. Because if you already know the answer without reading the options, you will not be confused by reading all the 4 options. The next important step is to understand the keywords in the question and the options. Make sure to read each and every option given to you. Don't just read one option and be like, हाँ यही सही answer होगा. Don't do that. So this is the basic strategy that you have to follow when tackling a MCQ question. But to make the process of solving these MCQs easier, and so that once you read the question, you instantly know the answer, what you have to do is practice and then practice more questions, so that you have absolute mastery in whatever subject you are dealing with. Because unless you don't actually use the concepts by practicing active recall methods, you will not be able to get a 40 on 40. So it's very important that you practice different types of questions, assertion and reason, case studies, etc. And along with just practicing questions, it's very important to practice sample papers as well, because sample papers give you an idea of what exactly your final exam will look like, what types of questions will be coming in the exam, what are the important concepts in chapters, and it will also help you to manage your time better. And a lot of you guys ask me from where should we practice sample papers, or which sample papers should we use. So here with me I have Oswal books CBSE sample question papers, and as you guys know, I was using and have been recommending Oswal books because they really did help me to prepare for my own exams as well. So all the sample papers over here are strictly according to the CBSE Term 1 syllabus and the sample question paper that was released on 2nd of September by CBSE. So this book has a total of 15 sample papers, 5 of which are solved and the 10 others are self-assessment papers. But don't worry, the solutions of the self-assessment paper will be available on their website, or you can simply scan the QR code to get the solutions instantly. Now their sample papers have absolutely all the types of questions that you need to practice for the CBSE board exams, which includes your assertion and reason, case-based, standalone MCQs, etc. And all the answers are given with explanations so that you can also understand the concepts while solving these papers. The one thing that really stood out to me in this book is that after every sample paper there is an OMR sheet, so you can use that to solve these sample papers, and it will actually give you a feel of what the real board exam will be like. And you will also have a practice of using the OMR sheet. All the academically important questions for the board exams are given in this book. So apart from the MCQs, this book also has mind maps as well as on the tips notes for quick revision, and you can easily go through the chapter from that. And for detailed study and to understand concepts better, you can simply scan the QR code that is given in this book. So I truly believe the Oswal sample papers is going to be very helpful to you guys. It's an all-in-one book that will help you to do revision as well as solve sample papers. So you should definitely get your hands on this book. I'll put the link in the description so that you can check it out. And once you start solving sample papers, what you should do is solve all the simple questions first. Basically, the questions that you know the answers to instantly should be solved in the first go, because those questions do not require a lot of time and thinking from you. and only then move on to the complicated questions. This way, not only are you saving time, but it also gives you a sort of confidence that yes, I do know the paper and I will be able to correctly attempt the entire paper. And here you should also try to give enough time to every complicated question so that you are actually able to think and use different methods of answering that question. But yes, do not waste too much time on one question, because then you will run out of time to solve the other questions. So if you think you're taking like a more than 1 to 2 minutes to solve a question, just leave it then and there and solve other questions. And if you have time in the end, then come back to such difficult questions so that you can think more about it. And also it's very important to just work at one question at a time, because otherwise when you will try to juggle between 2-3 questions, you yourself will get confused and forget what each question is actually expecting you to answer. So another very important tip while solving MCQs, especially case studies of business studies, before actually reading that long passage, you should read the questions first, because that way you know what exactly do you need to find in the passage. And this strategy is something that I would highly recommend doing. Read the questions first and see what exactly do you have to read, so you don't have to waste your time reading the entire passage. Just search for the keywords and what exactly is the question demanding and simply answer it. Don't waste your time reading the entire passage. This technique 101% works. I am saying this by experience. And last but not the least, to practice more efficiently, make sure when you're solving questions and sample papers, identify your weak points and what types of questions you're not able to solve as easily. For example, if you're not so good at assertion and reason, then work on them separately and give more time and practice to those specific type of questions, because that's where you're lagging behind. And I'm sure with enough practice and effort, you will be able to get through the entire paper and all the types of questions easily in the board exam. I will link the playlist in which I share all the tips and tricks to get through your board exam, so definitely check that out. If you've made it till here, comment these emojis so that I know you're the real one. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on Instagram. And until next time, bye.